She wasn't looking for trouble. She was looking for companionship. After her divorce, the nights felt longer. The house felt quieter. The world felt distant. So when a man named Daniel sent her a message on social media, she almost ignored it. His profile showed him in uniform, an American military officer stationed overseas. Calm smile, formal posture, respectable career. His first message was simple. "Hello. I know this is random, but your smile caught my attention," she replied. That single reply would eventually cost her $186,000. Over the next 6 months, they spoke every day. Morning greetings, late-night confessions, promises about the future. He said he wanted to retire soon. He said he wanted a peaceful life with her. He called her his soulmate. Then came the crisis. His bank account, he said, had been frozen due to military restrictions. He needed help paying a contractor fee so he could process leave and return home. Just temporarily, he promised to repay everything. She wired the money. Then another request came, and another. When the truth finally surfaced, Daniel vanished. The photographs were stolen. The identity was fake. The love was scripted. And she was not alone. Thousands of people fall into similar traps. Romance scams have quietly evolved into one of the most profitable forms of online fraud in modern history. This is not just a story about broken hearts. It is the story of a global industry built on emotional manipulation. And it is growing. Romance scams are no longer isolated incidents. They are structured, scalable, and increasingly sophisticated. Authorities across multiple continents report that romance fraud consistently ranks among the highest financial loss categories. In the United States, federal data shows that victims lose hundreds of millions of dollars annually to romance-related fraud schemes. In the United Kingdom, national crime reports reveal a steady rise. In Australia, regulators warn of highest average losses per victim. Reports extend across Africa, Southeast Asia, Europe, and the Americas. But official numbers tell only part of the story. Experts believe the true scale is far larger. Many victims never report their losses. Some feel embarrassed. Some remain emotionally attached. Some cannot accept that the relationship was an illusion. Silence protects the industry, and the industry thrives on silence. The digital world has created the perfect environment for this crime. Dating apps, social media platforms, private messaging tools, encrypted communication, cryptocurrency payments. Romance scams sit at the intersection of emotion and technology. They exploit both. Romance scams do not rely on advanced hacking. They rely on patience and structure. Behind most successful scams is a predictable psychological framework. Refined and repeated thousands of times, it begins with identity construction. Scammers rarely present themselves as ordinary individuals. They choose roles that command respect and admiration. Military officers stationed abroad, oil engineers working offshore, doctors volunteering internationally, contractors on foreign assignments. Distance explains why they cannot meet in person. Authority builds trust. Professional success suggests financial stability. The photographs attached to these profiles are often stolen from real people. Sometimes they are taken from social media, sometimes from stock photography websites. Increasingly, they are generated entirely by artificial intelligence. The face may not belong to anyone at all. Once the profile is established, the targeting begins. Scammers send dozens, sometimes hundreds, of introductory messages, short greetings, polite compliments. Most go unanswered. A few receive replies. And that is enough. From there, the interaction shifts into emotional conditioning. The scammer studies the victim's responses carefully. Are they recently divorced, recently widowed, posting about loneliness, sharing personal frustrations? The scammer adapts accordingly. They mirror interests. If the victim loves travel, they love travel. If the victim values faith, they speak about spirituality. If the victim mentions hardship, they offer empathy. This mirroring creates familiarity. Psychologists call it affinity building. It feels like meeting someone who simply understands you. Communication becomes daily. Morning messages, good night messages, photos of work sites, voice notes expressing affection. Weeks pass, trust deepens. Then comes isolation. Subtly, the scammer may suggest keeping the relationship private. They wouldn't understand us. They might be jealous. Let's keep this between us for now. Isolation strengthens dependency. At this stage, the victim is not speaking to a stranger. They are speaking to someone they believe they love. Only then does the crisis appear. The emergency is carefully timed. A medical bill, a customs fee preventing delivery of a package, a frozen bank account due to foreign regulations, a plane ticket to finally meet. The urgency is intentional. It pressures the victim to act before thinking. Payment methods are specific. Wire transfers, gift cards, cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency has transformed the industry. Transactions cross borders instantly. They are difficult to reverse. Tracing them requires complex international coordination. Once the first payment is made, the psychological barrier is broken. A victim who has sent money once is more likely to send it again. This is escalation commitment. More emergencies follow, more requests, until eventually the scammer disappears or continues until nothing remains. The popular image of a romance scammer is a lone individual working in isolation. But investigations suggest something more organized. In multiple regions around the world, authorities have uncovered coordinated fraud networks operating with defined roles and hierarchies. Some function almost like businesses. There are recruiters, script writers, profile managers, financial handlers, money mules. Templates are reused, messages are refined. Techniques are optimized for a higher financial returns. In certain parts of Southeast Asia and Africa, law enforcement agencies have uncovered scam compounds, locations where digital fraud operations are conducted full-time. Some reports suggest that not all participants are willing. There have been documented cases of individuals coerced or trafficked into participating under threat. The romance scam industry intersects with broader criminal ecosystems, including identity theft, financial laundering, and human exploitation. Funds do not simply vanish, they move through multiple bank accounts, through cryptocurrency wallets, across borders. The layering process obscures the trail. As enforcement increases in one region, operations shift to another. The system adapts. Technology accelerates this adaptation. AI tools now generate realistic faces instantly. Voice modulation software can simulate accents. Deepfake tools are becoming more accessible. The barrier to entry drops. The scale expands. Romance scams are not intelligence tests. They are emotional manipulations. The victims are not foolish. They are human. Humans are wired for a connection. Loneliness is a biological stressor. In a digital world where relationships increasingly begin online, emotional bonds form through screens. The brain responds to digital affection in ways similar to physical interaction. When someone sends consistent attention and validation, the brain releases bonding chemicals. Attachment becomes real, even if the person does not exist. Scammers accelerate intimacy intentionally. They introduce future plans early. They use destiny language. "You're different. I've never felt this way before. I believe we were meant to meet." These phrases are strategic. When financial help is requested, the victim is not evaluating a transaction. They are helping someone they love. Cognitive dissonance reinforces the illusion. Admitting the truth would mean admitting the relationship was fake. And that is painful. So the mind resists. The system depends on that resistance. Romance scams thrive in what could be described as a loneliness economy. Modern life has shifted how people connect. Remote work, urban isolation, migration, aging populations. Social media replacing physical community Millions search for companionship online. Most interactions are genuine, but the scale creates opportunity. For criminals, romance scams offer high returns with relatively low physical risk. No break-ins, no stolen goods to transport. No visible crime scenes, only messages. Cryptocurrency further complicates enforcement. Funds move globally in minutes. Tracing them requires cooperation across jurisdictions. Not every region has equal cybercrime resources. This imbalance creates operational advantages for criminal networks. And now artificial intelligence is accelerating everything. AI-generated profile photos look authentic. AI-assisted messaging tools enhance persuasion. Voice cloning can simulate emotional tone. Deepfake tools are becoming more accessible. The romance scam of the future may be partially automated, scaled, industrialized. Behind every statistic is a story. A retiree who lost a lifetime of savings, a widow who trusted too quickly, a single parent hoping for stability. The financial loss is devastating, but the emotional aftermath is often worse. Victims describe shame, betrayal, humiliation. Some withdraw socially, some struggle with depression, some refuse to trust again. The scam ends digitally. Its consequences continue offline. Romance scams are unlikely to disappear. As technology evolves, deception evolves with it. Artificial intelligence will make fake identities harder to detect. Automation will increase scale, but awareness evolves too. Understanding the system is the first defense. Online affection should never require financial proof. Urgency is a red flag. Secrecy is a warning sign. Romance scams succeed because they weaponize trust. Exposing the system weakens it. Romance scams are not simply about stolen money. They are about the commercialization of emotion. They convert vulnerability into profit. They transform loneliness into revenue. This is not a crime of passion. It is a crime of structure. And structure can be studied. Behind every fake profile is deliberate design. Behind every urgent message is calculated timing. Behind every vanished identity is a global network that depends on silence. Breaking that silence is the first disruption. This has been Shadow Ledger, documenting the hidden economies of crime.